All right, guys, out on a ride on the Onewheel, so I'm gonna make a vlog about it. I was gonna do an e-bike ride today, but it's like one of the hotter days of the year, and yeah, I just didn't want to ride in that kind of heat. So it's a little over 30 Celsius, so I figured I'd do a Onewheel ride instead and do that e-bike vlog probably tomorrow after work. Sunset here, I think today is at 9:52 p.m. so we have long summer nights here, so we got lots of time to ride and vlog after work. We're gonna go over to Current River, which is a neighborhood on the other side of town. And there's a beautiful river with rapids and current, thus it's called Current River. Maybe even stop for a bite to eat while we're on that side of town. I think there's a pizza place, hopefully they sell pizza by the slice. It's overcast and smoky. There's a whole bunch of forest fires in the region, and the smoke is drifting here. I mean, where I live is isolated, very sparsely populated. So basically, everything around us is bush. Looking for some sidewalks for us to ride on. One thing I'm noticing with this riding this Onewheel is, wow, we got a lot of streets here with no sidewalks at all. Okay, here we got sidewalk. So the transitions from sidewalk to street and back to sidewalk, they can be problematic, bumpy. But I have to say, clearing some of the bumpy ones, it's actually very rewarding when you clear them smoothly. It's one of the skills you have to learn on this thing, is dealing with bumpy transitions. First few weeks I had this thing, spending 30 minutes or more on this thing was very tiring on the muscles, the balls of my feet. But I've gotten better. Basically, you need to ride more relaxed. So as I've learned to relax more, that happens less. Well, it takes long. It'll eventually happen, but it takes longer to happen. One of the annoying things that happens when you're riding this on bumpy sidewalks is sometimes the bumps unweight this enough and unweight you enough that it shifts your foot position on the board. And I find it really hard to reposition my feet while I'm riding. Generally, if I get knocked totally out of place, I have to stop, get off, and then reposition my feet. The other thing is because the grip tape on this is so new and so grippy that it makes it hard to move your feet. Maybe that'll get easier to move my feet as the grip tape ages and loses some of its bite. So here's a pretty big bump. I have to slow down for. They even sprayed it in pink for us. Say, hey, look at this. But that's the kind of heaving that happens here because of our winters and our freeze-thaw cycles. It pretty much eventually destroys sidewalks, pavement. Yeah, so you can relax on this thing, but you still gotta pay attention all the time, especially on uneven sidewalks. We're gonna get over to a multi-use trail pretty soon here. Should make things smoother for us. Okay, so here is multi-use trail. Right, my comfort speed on this thing is, you know, if you were to compare to a brisk walk, my comfort speed is 4 to 5 times faster than a brisk walk. So you'll get to where you're going 4 to 5 times faster than walking quickly. So I would be substantially faster on a regular bike, way faster on an electric bike, but this is still an efficient, fast way to get around, especially in an urban situation. So yeah, let's compare a one-wheel to a two-wheel kick scooter, which I have. If you're in the market for a two-wheel kick scooter or a one-wheel, one-wheel or two-wheel kick scooters, I mean, there's a price range, but you can get something nicer, quite nice, for less than half the price of a one-wheel. It's going to be faster. The model I had topped out at 35 kilometers an hour. And it had, I think, what were they, 10-inch pneumatic wheels. One wheel is quite a bit more expensive. A two-wheel kick scooter is easier to ride. Basically, the skill level required is much lower. So anybody can hop on one and start pretty much riding it right away. The one wheel, definitely there is a learning curve and a skill curve. And that said, that you're always at a much higher risk of crashing and bailing on a one wheel. Although that said, I have yet to crash at speed on this thing. I've had to jump off lots at slow speeds because it's the least stable when you're going slow. I've also tried to ride over like transitions. Like a couple days ago, there was a piece of path that's being repaved, so they had basically chopped it all up, and it was the dirt base that they were using, and then there was an approach to a bridge, a paved path bridge. So there was like a 2-inch height difference between the dirt and the to lift up onto the bridge, right up onto the bridge. And I said, oh, I'll try that. I tried it, and the tire just spun out, I guess because of the dirt, and yeah, I guess you could say I crashed. But I mean, it was a totally slow speed, slower than walking speed when I attempted it at, so I biffed. But I have yet to biff at speed. So there's a much higher learning curve, much higher skill level required than on a two-wheel kick scooter. But that's also part of what makes it rewarding. It's more rewarding to ride because of that. We end up going down over there. We're crossing the Current River, which is what this community here is called. I've been down here so few times, down to look down here. Okay, we'll try to ride this all. I might biff, I might bail. Going down to the river. See, there's rocks. All right, so I wonder if we'll be able to ride up that hill we just came down. That'll be interesting. So this is the Current River. Water levels are low, so it's not looking all that impressive. But when the water levels are high, this is a raging torrent for sure. I had a cousin, or have a cousin, who crashed driving in a Mustang. They crashed up there and they fell over that into the bush here long time ago when I was a teenager. They managed to escape serious injury, but there was almost the possibility that they could have come over that bridge and crashed into the river here, and it was winter time. So I don't think anybody swims here, but there is a swimming hole. There's a few swimming holes upstream here. Maybe around a kilometer there's a swimming hole up there, and then there's a few more. Actually, it was just in the news over the past few days that someone almost drowned, and 2 people that were hiking along the trail ended up saving somebody. Gave them CPR before emergency services. It's called Soldier's Hole, and people have died there. I think around 10 years ago, a child died at Soldier's Hole because it's basically rapids going in, and then it's a swimming hole, and then there's rapids going out of the hole. People get swept over. I think we're on a rock. Let's go see what we have over here. Not much. That's called Seaman Park. Not spelt the way you think. It's a very popular place to come for wedding photos. Yeah, Onewheel will ride over this stuff. It'll even go even faster. I'm just not going fast because I want to biff. Okay, can we ride out of here? The problem with this transition, because it's dirt to pavement, the tire could, as we're transitioning from the dirt to pavement, the tire could totally spin out. Okay, so across here, onto the sidewalk. Do we have a sidewalk on both sides? Yes, we do. But it ends on this side. This is Thunder Bay for you. Hey, let's put a sidewalk and then have it end halfway up. Hello. Sidewalk ends here abruptly and kind of in a nasty way. Nasty for a Onewheel anyways. So we're gonna head over into Centennial Park, just the bridge. I'm not gonna bring this into that park. This is definitely not allowed in that park, this Onewheel. Aunt and uncle used to own that house long time ago. I remember going over to sleep over with my cousins. Actually, that was the first time I saw a VHS movie, was over at their place. And I was, what, like 9, 10, 11 years old. It was Mad Max. You know, my parents sheltered me from that type of stuff. And my first VHS movie was Mad Max. It was kind of eye-opening. And they had a JVC VCR. The thing must have cost a small fortune back then. It was the one with the big colored buttons. That thing, they had that thing forever because, I mean, I guess it was essentially commercial quality. We're gonna manage to ride this rocky stuff. Yes, we are. Oh, there's an off the leash dog area over there, which is cool. So this is Centennial Park. This was like our first place where we went mountain biking, came to town here. This is where we rode. So this is one of the swimming holes. I used to come here as a kid and swim in here. And you used to actually be able to jump off here into there when the water was high. People would jump off into here. And when people were coming to the park to walk or whatever, you would say, hey, I'll jump off here for $5 or $2 or $1. And so people would give you money to jump off here. Nice way to kill yourself, I guess, for $5. And the water's down, so it's not all that impressive looking. But when the water's up, it's pretty impressive. Anyways, I'm starting to get hungry, so let's see if we can find someplace to eat on this side of town. It's a little mini mall place. Okay. Now this would probably be the most technical uphill I've gone on in the dirt. Let's see if we can ride up it. Yeah, we did it. I was worried the tire would spin out when it got up on the rocks and didn't have full contact. Here, we'll continue to do some off-roading here. This is the power line section. Pretty hard pack for people walking, so obviously it gets used a lot for walking on. And grasshoppers like crazy. Sweating now because I'm not going very fast and not getting a cooling breeze. Sand. This goes through sand, pretty deep sand there. Impressive device. Okay, so we'll find ourselves something to eat. So yeah, we're in Current River here. It's its own separate little community. Still part of the city. When I was looking at houses, I looked at a couple places here. Main reason, I consider it too far from my job, but now maybe I regret that decision. So we're here in the Current River Business District. We got Robin's Donuts, we got Sharp's Drug Mart, pharmacy store, we got cannabis store. Cannabis is legal here now. There's an independent grocery store over there. Avoiding one of those transitions from the sidewalk to the street because it's so bad. I see a pizza place over there. Grocery store, and we got a pizza place. Hopefully they're open. Brought a mask with me.